Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine and following all the classes regularly. So, we have already completed Act 4, Scene 1, and today we will start Act 5, Scene 1. I know you all have visited already Council's website. Do visit it again to check your portion, though it's clearly mentioned in our school given portion as well. So you all must keep following Council's website regularly. Alright. So now let us start. Before I start, all of you must keep your book open and you need to keep a pen and a paper ready with you all. Alright. So let's start. So Act 5 Scene 1 starts before means in front of Prospero's cell, and here we find Prospero to enter in his magic robes with Ariel. Alright, Prospero says, "Now does my project gather to a head. My charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with his carriage. How's the day?" Prospero says, "Now does my project gather to a head," means whatever I have made plans, okay, my planning, whatever are my plans, they are now getting its success, they are maturing. My charms crack not, and means my magics are also working successfully or satisfactorily. My spirits obey, and my spirits are absolutely obedient to me, and everything is going on too smoothly, okay, and time goes upright with his carriage, means everything is running successfully. Now what is the hour of the day? Ariel says, "On the 6th hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease." Now he says it's 6th hour of the day, and as he longs for his freedom, so he utters the same thing, "As you promised me that this time my work is going to get ceased," means I'm going to get free. Alright. Prospero says, "I did say so. Yes, I have committed that yes, you will be set free." Okay, now when first I raise the tempest, say my spirit, how fares the king and followers. Yes, when I first raised the tempest, that time I promised you, yes, you will be free. Now you just tell me what the king and his followers are getting on. Alright. Now Ariel says, "Confined together in the same fashion as you gave in charge, just as you left them." Means I have kept them just in the manner you told me, you asked me to do, or as you left them in my charge. Alright. "All prisoners, sir, in the lime grove which with a fence yourself," means they are under that lime grove which you have, means which shelters yourself from the weather. Alright. "The king, his brother, they cannot budge till you release," and they cannot even move until you release them, means they are all under your spell, all are under your charm. Alright. So they are unable to move even. "The king, his brother, and yours abide all three distracted, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. But chiefly him that you termed, sir, the good old Lord Gonzalo." Okay, so he says that they all are the way you wanted them to get tormented, and they are in the same manner, and all of them they are in much sorrow. They are means in a state of means something in a state of like unsettled reason. They all are in such condition, and the mostly affected person is of course Lord Gonzalo, whom you have termed as old or good old Lord, and his he is crying means in a too bitter manner, and has been rather he has been very deeply affected. Okay, means as they all are stricken with sorrow and terror. All right. Now his your charm so strongly worked on them that if you now beheld them, your affection would become tender. Means your enchantment has so deeply brought an effect or has so deeply smitten them that even if you find them, even if you see them now, your heart will also melt with pity. All right. Now Prospero says, dost thou think so, spirit? Is it so? Do you think so, spirit? Ariel says, mine would, sir, were I human. If I were a human, I would have, means the same thing would have melted my heart, sir, if I were a human being. Since I am a spirit, then also I can feel that. So if I were a human being, I would have definitely felt to get pity on them. Now Prospero says, at mine shall hast thou, which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions, and shall not myself, one of their kind, that relish all as sharply passion as they, be kindlier moved than thou art? Now he says yes, Prospero says yes, mine too. If you being a creature of spirit, if you being a spirit or a creature of air, if it melts your heart, if you can, if your tender feeling, if you feel means like somehow if you are affected or if you are moved with their distress, if you feel something tender for them, then I also myself, as being a human nature, I would have definitely felt so. But the thing that is, I am being one of their kind. Okay, if I also feel the same thing for them. Okay, but there is some course of course there might be something that has made me to do so. So don't you think so that being a human being, I will be kindlier than you are? Now he continues, thou with their high wrongs I am stuck to the quick, yet with my noble reasons against my fury do I take part. Yes, so there must be something, there must be means something more uncommon and something that is quite a nobler action that means there will be. Being a human being, it's natural to take revenge whatever they have done so far. So it's only a noble, means it's someone's nobler action that will not take revenge upon them, okay, or but to forgive them. All right. So yet with my nobler reason, gatiest my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. As he said that yes, so there must be it is my a bit kind of noble action or noble sense of reasoning that I will be not taking revenge in usual form, rather I will be forgiving them, since I find that to forgive is better than to take revenge. So they being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not from farther. So I shall carry my purpose, and means afflicting them not a bit farther. So go, release them, Ariel. My charms I will break, their senses I will restore, and they shall be themselves. So I am going to dissolve my magic spell and they are going to get their normal position again, and I want means the way they had been, so I am going to set them at their normal state. Now Ariel says, I will fetch them, sir. He is going to bring them, and he exits. Then Prospero says, since Prospero is alone on the stage, so he traces a circle all around him, and it's a magic spell he draws, and he says, yet Alps of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, and ye that on the sands with printless foot to chase the aving Neptune and to fly him when he comes back. He says, yet elves of hills, you spirit of hills, brooks means rivers, standing legs and groups means motionless legs, standing legs means those flawless, motionless legs and groups, and ye that on the sands with printless foot do chase the aving Neptune, and you who on the sandy shore rest without leaving any footprints after the tide as it ebbs. You and do fly them when he comes back, and you run after you run after the flows or towards the shore. Okay. You demi puppets that by moonshine do the green shower ringlets make, whereof the not bites, and you teeny fairies that in the moonlight make small circles of green grass, okay, which are very bitter in taste, okay, and you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms, that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew, by whose aid wake master at whose aid wake masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun. Now he says that I have it is already up to the green grass, it's explained. Let me go line by line. And you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms. Okay, so and that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew. Here he says that you who amuse yourself by making mushrooms grow at midnight and delight to hear the sad curfew bell, I have bedimmed the noontide sun. I have, means by your aid, I have possession of that supernatural power in its limited form, of course. Call forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azure ball set roaring war to the tread. Now he says that yes, I have caused the casting thunder and to flash fire and split open the oak, means every sort of work that I have done so far due to the supernatural power, and he invokes those spirits with their aid, with the help he could have he would have means he had executed all those works. Now he says, the strong best promontory have I made shake, and by the spark plucked up the pine and cedar crepes at my command have waked their sleepers. Open and let them forth by my so potent art. Yes, with your help I have, and with the help of my art, I have kept control over you all, and with your help I have darkened the blazing sun at noon, raised some unruly winds, and set some green sea and the blue sky at a stripe, and I have crossed crashing thunder to flash fire and split open oak, as it is already told. So I have done all these works with your help. Okay, I have uprooted or uprooted like pine and cedar tree. So all these works I have done with your with help of my potent art, which took help of yours. All right. So now he is invoking them as he is about to bring an end to his act. Okay, means he is going to whatever he has done so far, he is going to leave that. Okay, but this rough magic I hear abjure. Now he says, this is very important line, but this rough magic I hear abjure, means I am announcing that I am not going to continue with this particular art, magic anymore. Okay, means the magic, why he is terming it as rough, here this question might be within your mind, that why does he call this art, with the art that helped him to regain, probably to regain all his lost things, how can he term it as rough magic? So he does, because this particular magic, it produces so much violent disturbance in the nature. So it's that might be the reason he is calling it as rough magic, and he is going to stop this. He is not going to use it anymore. Okay, he rather announces that this magic he will not practice anymore. And when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses, that this airy charms is for, I will break my staff. Now he says that now I now need to produce certain means musical sound. I will be producing some celestial music, which is going to soothe these persons, or their means that is going to soothe and distract their senses, because they have suffered so far. And then I will break my magic staff, that means magic wand. Okay, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I will turn my book. And I will not only break my magic wand, but also I will bury it deep down the earth. And I will also sink my magic books of magics in the sea, in its deepest, and it that means near about the plumb line. It will not be touched by anyone. I'm going to I am going to throw them that much. In the meantime, that solemn music, as he was saying, the celestial music he has created over there, and then enters Ariel. And following Ariel, there comes Alonso, Gonzalo, Sebastian, Antonio. All of them, they come, and they stand, and they all, Adrian and Francisco as well, and they enter, and the circle which Prospero had made, there they stand. And as the circle was a magic spell, as it is told, so they all stand again charmed. And observing that, Prospero says, a solemn air and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy, cure thy brains, now useless, boiled within thy skull. Now he says that this solemn music, this celestial music, this is the best remedy to a distracted mind. All right, and it can even take care of your brain, which is at present useless, because they all are under his charm. So he wants that music to settle them, to cure them from that as the feeling they all are in, from that type of, you can term it as a bit of madness. So he wants them to, that music to consume everything, their stress, their distraction, and their madness, or the way they all have suffered so far. Okay, now he says, there stand for you a spell stopped holy Gonzalo, honorable man. Mine eyes even sociable to the show of thine fall fellowly drops. Now addressing Gonzalo, he says, there stands the man of honor, Gonzalo, and my eyes also shed in sympathy the same tears that drop from your eyes. The charm dissolve apace, and as the morning stills upon the night, melting the darkness, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clearer reason. In aside, he says this. Asides means when all the characters are there present on the stage, but the speaker speaks directly to the audience, addressing to the audience, the speaker, as if the speaker is saying something to his own self. In this manner he says. So Prospero says, thou, as after a dark night, as soon as means early morning or dawn, it takes back all the darkness of the night. So this people are also, this charm is also going to lose its effect. and they are going to come back to their senses again. They means it's getting means the spell or the charm is going to get away. Okay. Now he says, O good Gonzalo, my true preserver and a loyal sir, to him thou followest, I will pay thy graces home, both in word and deed. Again he says, good Gonzalo, a preserver of my life and a devoted follower of your master, I am going to, I will definitely repay your act of kindness, both in word as well as in action. Now he says, let me take it a bit upper. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Now he says that means Alonso, addressing Alonso, he says that you treated me and my daughter most cruelly, all right, and you were means your brother was means your brother accomplished you in this crime as well. So thou art pinched for now, Sebastian, flesh and blood, you brother mine, that entertained ambition, expel remorse and nature, whom with Sebastian, whose inward pinches therefore are most strong, would here have killed your king, I do forgive thee. Now he says, you, my own brother, or my own flesh and blood, who rather cherished his ambition, and you cast away pity and natural feelings for a brother, and you conspired with Sebastian, who is somehow who is suffering the pangs of his conscience now, and you all planned to kill the king. So I do forgive you as well. Unnatural though thou art, though you are, it means the way you have treated your brother, it's quite unnatural, it's not natural, still I forgive you. Okay. Their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore that now lies foul and muddy. Now he says that their understanding it begins to rise means like an upcoming tide. Okay, and it will soon fill the shore of reason. They will definitely they are soon going to understand everything that about their whatever they have committed so far, and they will be left with foul and muddy by the ebbing away of consciousness. All right, means as they failed to means to understand, or means as they fail to understand their mistakes. So referring to that, he says so. Okay, not one of them that yet looks on me or would know me. Now he says that yes, there it is not a single one who can I am visible to whom now. Okay, not a single one, none can see me now. Now he says all of them, they can hear whatever he was saying, but no one was able to listen to observe him, or to find him over there. They could only hear his voice. In the meantime, he asks Ariel to fetch me the hat and rapier in my cell. He asks Ariel to bring his hat and sword that is there in his cell, and Ariel exits, and immediately he returns back. In the meantime, he says, I will decase me and myself present as I was sometime Milan. Quickly, spirit, thou shalt along be free. Now he says that I will take off my magic robes and appear before them as the former Duke of Milan, late Duke of Milan. You must do this work quickly, my spirit, that is Ariel. You bring it fast, and I am going to set you free soon. Now, in the meantime, Ariel sings and helps to attack him, and Ariel sings, where the bee sucks, where suck I, in a cowslip's bell I lie, there I couch when owls do cry, on the bat's back I do fly, after summer merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs on the bough. Now he says, means Ariel sings that where the bee sucks, there suck I, means where the bees suck honey from the same flower, he also sucks the same, and he creeps into the cup of a cowslip, and he lies in its cozy comfort when the owls hoot, means at the midnight, on a bat's back I means here Ariel, he chases after summer, and joyously, of course, and he merrily or happily, he says, I shall live now happily, and I will be, means I will be living under the branch where with laden flowers. So that means he is going to get his freedom. He longed for freedom, and he was going to get his freedom back, so he was cherishing that moment as it was about to take place soon. In the meantime, Prospero says, why, that's my dainty Ariel. Yes, it is exactly like my delicate spirit Ariel. I shall miss thee, means I will feel the want of you, I will miss you, but yet thou shalt have freedom, but you must get your freedom. So to the king's ship, invisible as thou art, there shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches, the master and the boatswain being awake, and force them to this place, and presently I pray thee. So presently I request you, you will definitely be remembered by me. I will definitely feel the want of you, but you need to get your freedom. So for at this moment I request you to go to the ship. You will find there the mariners asleep. So you hold the mariners who are in the there in the sea, you will find them asleep, and you just, and the master and bosun, they are awake. So you go and compel them to come to this place immediately, and this is my request. Now Ariel says, I drink the air before me and return air your pulse to I speed. Means I will be doing the job as fast as possible. Means before your pulse beats twice, I'm going to do this. Now Gonzalo says, all torment, trouble, wonder and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country. Now Gonzalo says, this island is not a place where blessing exists. Rather, this is an island where things are all sort of troublesome things take place. Okay, it's lots of wonder or amazement inhabits here. It's rather cursed island. So we must have something, some spirit or angel to guide us to get out of this dreadful or fearful country. Okay, now Prospero, in line number 106, Prospero reveals himself and he says, behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero, for more assurance that a living prince does now speak to thee, I embrace thy body, and to thee thy company I bid a hearty welcome. Now Prospero says, see, behold means see, by your majesty, here is the wronged Duke of Milan. Okay, that is Prospero. Okay, for more assurance that a living prince does now speak to thee, means to give you greater assurance that a living prince speaks to you now. I embrace thy body. Okay, I mean, let me embrace you all, and to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome. I welcome you and your company on this island. And thus he for the first time, he has broken his magic wand, and he has for the first time he produces himself in front of them all. Okay, so up to this much, up to line number 110, we end here today. I want each one of you to go through the text too minutely, because this is very important part of the drama. So you need to learn this. This is the part where everything, after that everything is going to get settled down as it was earlier. So you need to be very much textual on this part. Go through the lines and come back on the live class. Thank you. Have a nice day.